Hi guys, so let's talk about on how to get your first paying student online. So we're going to go into a 3-step process and also look into questions like, how do I find my own student? How do I find my first student? So I don't look at this as finding my first students, but rather than attracting your first students. So it's not a matter of going out there and hunt for your first student that is somewhere existing, but it's about attracting that students. So build a profile online, build a reputation online, so you can get trust from people. And that is the way we attract our first student. The very first thing you want to do is to know who you are teaching. So determine your niche, who you're teaching, what that student looks like, almost like create an avatar for the profile of the student. How old are they? What needs do they have? Where do they live? What are their struggles? So outline this process, and this will help you to niche down, get clear on where it is you're going to attract the student. So for example, if you're looking at the Chinese market, this is just an example. You might be saying to yourself, well, I want to teach a child between 7 to 10 years old. They are from this kind of city. They can afford a higher kind of rate. Maybe look at the community they live in. Look at the high school that's close to this area. So a lot of different reasons why parents are asking for classes these days. So this might not be something that you know right away, but of course it takes a little bit of research. It takes a little bit of digging into certain groups so you can actually sort out your own student. So know where people are hanging out and know where to go to find these online students. So keep watching this video, because in this video I will share a few strategies on how to find students. So where are your students hanging out? Is it students from China? Is it homeschooling students? Is it students from Xiaohongshu? Is it maybe Japanese students? Are they students in the UAE that maybe have a different type of social media? So you might want to do a little bit of market research to see where are students in certain countries looking for English teachers. So when you do that whole process, you will become more clear on where to actually join some groups to reach these students. So let's dive into 3 things that I believe you need to have in place when you want to start independently. So the first thing you want to look at is your niche area of teaching. What does that mean? So having a niche, be more specific, be an expert in that specific thing. That is the thing that will help you to stand out. So if you really just want to be a generic online teacher, don't have an online area of focused, it's going to be very difficult for you to attract your own students, because oftentimes when students are looking for online teachers, they're looking for a specific type of English teaching. Maybe they want their child to improve in a certain area of reading, or to close that reading gap, or the child has this dyslexia and they need somebody that is specialized to help their child. So it's really important that you have your niche and need to think about what specifically can I offer to the students that I want to teach. So there are thousands and thousands of niche types of teachings out there. You could be offering something like business English. You could be teaching adult communication, adult presentation skills. You can even be more niche into that, like a specific medical English, maybe presentation skills for lawyers. So there are really a lot of areas to think about. Maybe you have a play-based English that you would like to share with some students. All of these things are really being searched for online by different diverse students. So it can be really interesting. The second thing that we want to look into is offering a website or landing page. You don't have to pay money for this. It can be completely free. I've just done mine a few weeks ago. This is just for students to find you and to see your offering, to see your method of teaching, how much per class, how to get in touch with you. These are really simple things that is important, like an online presence, like a landing page, something that's able to show who you are as a teacher. So an offering is something that can start that journey for the student to get to know you. And I call it like a customer experience, student's experience, a client experience, that you want to take that potential client and roll them down into your funnel. So that's the way you can keep and maintain your own student. So the third thing that we want to talk about is a work ethic thing that we need to have, the willingness to put in the effort, because anything that we build online, anything that we're trying to grow, any business that we start takes effort and it takes work. It's not something that is a success overnight. It is a journey. So it really is about finding out what your students are struggling with, where you can be of assistance, and how you can help. So these things are very important. The next thing you don't want to do is go into Facebook groups and start advertising your services. What you want to do is go into these Facebook groups and introduce yourselves, answer questions in the comments. Once you're in the group, you're going to add value, you're going to ask questions, you're going to give away free resources. Things like that helps us to build a presence. And when people are looking for classes, guess who they recommend? They will recommend you because you have been consistently adding value in that group. You have been consistently present to answer questions. You have been building your brand and you are getting good at it. So whether it is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever, this is the approach to actually attract your perfect student into your business. So this is a bit of a long way. It's not a short way, it's not a shortcut, but it really is effective and it helps. It's not something we will get success overnight, but in the long run, it will help you. Speaking about myself, it took me 8 months to build my online presence. And I'm grateful that I took the time to actually learn and do that, because now I can show some proof that I have a lot of students, and sometimes I don't have time for all these students, but students come and sign up with me all the time, and I have to cancel my classes. I have to sometimes look at my schedule and give my classes away because I just don't have the time to cater for all these students. But it is my passion. I love teaching, as well as helping you to actually follow these steps to become independent. So let's say you are brand new to online teaching or independent teaching and you just want to get started. You don't want to invest a lot of money. You don't want to spend a lot of time on social media. You just like, Geraldine, I just want to find my first 2 students. I always say, if you just get 1 or 2 students in the door, you can thrive. You can build an online success teaching business. So if you are starting from scratch, start with who you know. So that will be people in your network. That will be your friends and family. That will be you posting on Facebook, saying, hey, I have a new business. I'm teaching online. I need private students. There will always be somebody that will know somebody else who need English. So start with who you know. Start local. Think about your local network. It doesn't have to be online. It can be on a WhatsApp group. It can be somebody in your area needing help with English, help with Afrikaans. It doesn't matter, but start somewhere. Let's say you are really good, for example, with math or high school students. So there are a lot of high school students, especially before exam time, they need a particular assistance in, say, formulas or whatever the case may be. So these are the places that we need to start off. Maybe in your local community center. I know as South Africans, we don't think about things like that, but these are the places that we want to advertise first, before we go online and before we broadcast our services. I always talk about Chinese students, and maybe it's because I work so closely with them, but maybe you don't want to use Chinese social media to target your Chinese market, but you could visit your local China market. I'm sure there's a Chinatown in every community. So talk to the people out there, let them know that you're offering an online English class. I'm sure they will know somebody who has a child who need English classes. You can always go the route of getting hired on Marketplace, like on a platform, because that really helps us to, it takes away the stress, it takes away the marketing pressure that we have, and the pay rate that you actually take home from the platform, it's not so desirable, but it is at least something to start off. It is something that we can get our first few students from. So not only that, it's a really great way to learn at what you're good at teaching. So there's no one right way of doing this. If you are at the point of wanting to go independent, but you've got 0 students, I want you to know that there is hope. And there is a way to start attracting students and to get 1 or 2 in the door. So your method is going to be different than somebody else's method, but take some of the tips that I've provided here today, choose 1 or 2 that resonates with you, and go out there and add value and share your amazing classes so people can actually see you and book you. You don't have to be constantly marketing. If your students love you and they get results from you, they're going to be your biggest cheerleaders, and shouting all over the internet about you and recommend you to friends and family. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.